how dare you leave me in my time of need? That's what he's looking like.
That's the thing. He's pretty much back to normal. The only thing that is like that says something is wrong with him is I think he has a couple of more days of the antibiotics to take, and then
Hmm.
him having to wear his thing. Like that's the only. But his temperament wise, he's back to himself.
Okay, good. Good.
Because I was a little concerned. My baby was high. Some of the videos I ain't seen you, but he legit was like literally leaning to the side. I was like, whoa.
What kind of drugs they gave him for real?
And then I think because of his size, like he's
Hmm.
for a pit bull, he's on the smaller end, but he's still a big dog.
Yeah.
So they had to give him extra because when they first gave him the sedation, he was fighting it. I think I was texting you, he was fighting it.
Yeah.
Like the doctor, the tech kept coming around and like peeking and gonna pop his head up, like, what you looking at me for? Like, baby, go to sleep. Just relax. It's okay.
Just rest. Hmm.
So they gave him extra, but I think it's interesting to me at least, like how they react like humans do, right? Like you could tell that he was
Hmm.
aware that he wasn't in a place where he was comfortable. So it was like once they finished with the procedure and he popped up and he was like awake, he was like holding it together because he like, I'm not home. I don't really know who these people are. Like I gotta,
Yeah.
be on my P's and Q's. And then it was like we stepped foot in the house and that baby was like, "Whoo, I'm in my own territory," and passed out.
He was
Like
comfortable. Hmm.
fell out. And I was like, okay. But then he kept waking up and like they explained to me that because of the type of medicine, like he may fall asleep with his eyes open, like he would be sedated, but his eyes may not close and like don't freak out. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then it was like he would get up, he would stand up, and he was staring at me, but then I could
Mm.
hear him snoring. And I was like, he's sleeping, standing up. Like, so I would have to like gently be like, baby, like, Bubs, hi, hi, puppy. Like, wake up. Like, I didn't want to startle him to get him
Hmm.
to like lay back down, but he was fighting them drugs hard, friend.
Oh man, poor Gunner, my poor thing.
Yeah, no, that scared the
Oh.
mess out of me. And he has allergy medicine because they were like, we're gonna give you allergy medicine for him too.
Hmm.
And if the itching calms down, then you might want to put him on something on a
Okay.
regular for the meds, which it has. So I was like, okay, now I know we need to get him on a consistent allergy type
Okay.
situation. But that was a mess. I was like, God, I can't take nothing else happening. Take nothing else happening to
Yeah,
this
I was
baby.
like, when you texted me, I was like, oh God, what now? Like, can we catch a
Bro,
break?
a break. Like, please. Um, but yeah, he's doing fine.
I'm good. I'm glad he's doing fine, doing his thing.
Right. Well, guys, this is Shelby,
And this is Jess.
and welcome back finally to the
I
League of
know.
Extraordinary Readers.
It's it's been a minute, y'all.
It has
It's
been
been a minute.
literally a month of Sundays, like literally a month of
Yes.
Sundays. To keep it short and simple, life was whooping everybody's ass. My ass, Jess' ass, everybody was getting beat the fuck up. Uh, so we was
Yeah.
like, we'll see
Jumped.
y'all when we see y'all. And I think a good majority of y'all follow our personal pages, so you see that we've still been
Hmm.
posting and we're still reading and stuff like that. But the podcast, we wanted to be able to show up for you guys genuinely, authentically. And
Hmm.
if we would have still been trying to do a podcast with all that was going on, y'all would have been like, boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. It would have been
One
all bad.
star. They would go out their way to put a 1 star on Spotify podcast and 1 star on Apple podcast because listen, it was
It
yeah.
was. It was all bad. But we are back. I think the only church
Yes.
announcement that we have is
Hmm.
the book club pick for July. Well, the podcast pick for July
Yes.
is The Wait by Jeff Boyd. So we will be reading that and discussing it in a couple of weeks. So the first week of August, you guys will get a episode where we talk about The Wait. We were supposed to read it a couple of months ago. That didn't happen, but we're
Hmm.
gonna read it now. I know, Jess, I think I remember you saying that you've had this on your bookshelf for a while.
Yeah, like 3 years. It's one
Oh,
of, honestly, I think it's one, yeah, it's been a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad because it was like one of the, not the first, but like that's when I started getting physical arcs.
okay.
And it was that book and this other book that still looking at me like, hey girl, so you gonna read me? And I always forget. But I really wanted to read this because I want to get it off, not off my shelf. If it's good, I'll keep it, of course. But if it's bad, you know, to the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I actually need to do a better job at like donating the books that like I'm like, I don't really want to keep them.
Hmm.
So I need to like go through my bookshelves and like put together a donation pile. The only ones that I think I want to keep, although I don't get the subscription anymore, is like my book of the month books.
Hmm.
Like a lot of them I want to keep because I like that they have the logo and they just look really pretty on my
Yeah.
bookshelf altogether. But there's probably a bunch of other stuff that I could just
Yeah.
like get rid of and make space for things that I
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
want. But yeah, so we'll be reading The Wait. The synopsis sounds pretty good. We'll link down below information about the book if you guys want to grab it and read it with us in time for the discussion episode the first week of August. I believe that Tuesday is
Yeah.
my
So,
mom's birthday, August 5th.
yes, I
So
believe I'm
yes.
looking at the calendar. Give me 1 second. August 5th. Yep. Tuesday.
Yeah, so Tuesday, August
Yeah.
5th, y'all will have a
Hmm.
book discussion episode. Is there anything else? Anything you got going on that you want to announce or
No, I don't have anything. Well, I mean, speaking of books donations, I'm gonna update my Pango again. I got more to put up there, so you can just drop that in the description
okay.
box. Other than that, I think that's about it. How was your week?
It was a pretty good week. I feel like this week I'm finally getting back into the flow of my reading. So for anybody that does not follow me on my personal page, my dad passed away. So that kind of put a monkey wrench into my reading, but I've read 73 books so far this year. So I'm not as like
Hmm.
behind as I thought I was in my head. And I think that's like helping me kind of get into a thought process of like not necessarily focusing so much on the number, even though I like the statistics. I
Yeah.
like the statistics of what did I read this month? What was my month like keeping track of those things. So I think I always will. But I feel like I'm at a point in my life where reading is just a part of my routine no matter what. So I'm probably just for the rest of forever going to read between 70 and 100 books a year. Like that's just going to be my new baseline
Hmm.
and I am okay with that. Um, let's see, what did I read this week? I read Bones at the Crossroads, which comes out
Mm.
July 29th. I thought it was very, very good. I
I
will
gotta make sure.
preface, huh, I
Gotta look
want
at of
what the
that
cover.
book.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
the that's my fault, friend. It's the second book in the Blood at the Root series by
Yes.
Ladarian Williams. I want y'all to go into this series if you haven't read it. I want y'all to go into this realizing that you haven't been a teenager or a black teenager since Jesus was a boy. You are not the target audience.
You are not the target audience. We have
You are
these
not
conversations, guys. Yes. Hmm.
you are not the target audience, cousin, and that is okay, right? That doesn't mean that you can't go into this series and still enjoy it. For me, I love the representation of Black folklore. I love the representation of the different orishas and the different like
Mm.
magical entities that are a part of our culture. Um, I love the idea of a magical HBCU, right? And like the sororities, the Daughters of Oshun. Like, yes, I would love to
Mm,
pledge the Daughters of Oshun. Okay, like things like that. Like those things are definitely needed and definitely the representation. Um, I, me personally, would say listen to the audiobooks. I don't know that if I had to sit and read this
read
one with
it.
my
Mm.
eyes, that I would have as good of a time as I had listening to the audiobooks because the young man that does the audio, he is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Like,
Mm,
I mean, give that baby all of the awards. Like, he does a great job. And I believe he also, excuse me, he's also who does or was the narrator for Soundtrack by Jason Reynolds, which was audiobook only.
mm. Okay.
I think they're the same person. That's also a phenomenal audiobook.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
fully
you saying
casted.
that. Yeah.
Chef's kiss. So finish Bones at the Crossroad. It was very, very good. I will also say there is a scene, there's like a fight scene,
Hmm.
and that baby was like, I summon the rage of my ancestors known and unknown. I was in here screaming. You couldn't tell me I wasn't in that book with that baby. He okay. I audibly was like, I know that's right. Mommy was like, what's wrong? I was like, oh girl, I forgot I wasn't in the book. My bad. I forgot I wasn't in the book because they
Mhm.
off air, so I don't spoil it for anyone else. I'll tell you like exactly what was going on. It does remind me of parts of Harry Potter. Um,
Mm.
in a way that's not necessarily mimicking it, but giving us the representation that we would have wanted.
Yeah, and he says that a lot too. He like says he wants our own version of Harry Potter, so we're not looking. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
it's as a person that is a big Harry Potter fan,
Hmm.
this is healing parts of my inner child. Um, I also finished The Ghost of Gwendolyn Montgomery by
Hmm.
Clarence A. Haynes, another one that was really, really good. I think you're going to love it, friend, because it is so going backwards a little bit. I met him a month ago when we went to the Schomburg Centennial. But then I saw him again a few weeks later. He was at a bookstore in Montclair, and I went to the event.
Hmm.
A bookstore that when you come here next time, we have to go because it's a used bookstore. But I didn't know they had like records downstairs. Like it's a whole
Oh,
other side of the store that I have never, had it not been
you
for
never
that event,
seen? Wow.
I would have never known, friend.
Hmm.
Um, but he describes the genre as like literary horror glam
Hmm.
socialite type whatever, and it's very cinematic. So I feel like some people, if you have never read horror before but you want to get into the horror genre, I feel like this might be a good place to start because it feels like um Victor Laval. You know, with Victor Laval with Lone
Mm.
Women, how it's scary
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not, this is how this feels. So it feels
yeah.
like it's kind of funny in places, it's cute in places, but there are like things and thought processes and things that are a bit gory, but as soon as you get to the gory, then something kind of like glam socialite
Hmm.
happens. So it's this cool balance. Again, good representation of Orisha's good representation of people of color that practice magic, right? And how that interferes with your
Hmm.
life and this underlying conversation of like how your past can haunt you um
Hmm.
if you don't do the work, which I think is something that we often talk about and I think it's something that is in Black literature a lot, right? Because I don't think we
Yeah.
can run from to be a
Hmm.
Black person is to have a long memory, right? And we can't live without having that long memory for our safety,
Hmm.
and the safety of the generations after us. But I think in the way that he did it was adding the history, right? But not making the history the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what is off-putting to a lot of people is they feel like, oh, well, I don't want to have to always read about slavery in order to get this particular lesson or to
Yeah.
have a particular conversation. And he doesn't do that. Like there is history in it, but it's done in a different kind of way, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if I had to give any notes, I would just say I actually wanted more. It could have been a longer book. He could have gave us
Mm.
more of these characters. We could have spent more time with other little side stories. Like we could have there could
Mm-hmm.
have been more. It could be a series, like it could be a whole thing. Like I wanted more.
Okay.
Um I'm very curious to see where he goes, what's next for him. That
As far
was
as
good.
writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm finally reading You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Quickie and Mezzi. So far, so good. I've tried to
I
read it a
can't
couple of
wait
other times.
I can't wait to hear your final thoughts.
Okay, I'm up to the part because everybody has read this book at this point, so
Yeah.
spoilers be damned. I'm up to the part where he asks her to go on vacation with him to his father's
Mm-hmm.
place. So I'm curious to see where this is gonna go because I'm a little concerned.
It
Huh.
is, you know, it's very, it's, what it is. It's not because you and I both have read at this point now. At the time when I read it, I wouldn't say I never, but the most romance I read was 7 Days in June at the time.
Ah, okay.
So at this point, we're both more versed with romance. And when it comes to that, I would say it's probably not the most shocking book, what we have read,
Okay.
but it is, I would say to the people that don't read romance or not, it is not a regular rotation or are not familiar with their work, it's going to be like, oh, but that type of feel. And it's not like it's just it's a fun, messy book. I think that's what it really is to me personally. Like I told you, I think I would recommend it to anybody that just wants to get out of reading slump, whether you like it or not. Like it's
Okay.
just really a fun time just to be like, oh my God.
So because I read Tar Baby this year, so far, this feels like Tar Baby to me.
Mm-hmm.
In ways where I feel like Toni Morrison was playing with Tar
Mm-hmm.
Baby. Because like Sula is messy, right? But Sula is messy with purpose.
Yes.
Tar Baby is also messy with purpose, but it's like uh, they're just that's what it feels like to me, especially because a Quickie and Mezzi, they like to hop genres and they like to do a lot
Yes.
of different things. And I feel like that is a nod to Toni Morrison, right? And not just Toni Morrison
Mm-hmm.
specifically, but a lot of our
Great
greats did
authors.
do that. They play with
Yes.
genre, right? Because I think that's, like Beyonce said, like genre is a tricky thing, right? Because just one little
Mm-hmm.
tweak, you add a set of drums and now it's rock music. You add a specific type of guitar and now it's country, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
genre is a tricky thing. But that's what it's feeling like to me because
Yes.
there feels like there's this like social light,
Mm-hmm.
like economical conversation that's in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
also in Tar Baby. So I'm reading that. And then tonight, I think I'm finally going to start Great Black Hope because I know you and Bridget are reading that.
I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
When I get to my week, I'll tell you my thoughts. I'll tell you my thoughts.
Okay.
But if you're in a fast-paced mood, just put it over to the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll explain my thoughts, but go ahead, keep
Okay.
going.
And then last night we went to the Center for Fiction and I took notes. So
Come on,
we
notes.
went to
Yes.
see the live recording of the Ursa podcast, which
Mm-hmm.
is Kiese, Layman,
Oh
Disha,
yeah.
Philia, and what is that lady's name? Hold the line, because I never remember her name. Donnie Walton. It's their podcast.
Oh, I didn't know Donnie Walton was on it. I thought it was just Disha and what's his name?
Kiese.
Yeah, him.
I thought it was just them as well, but when I
Yeah.
looked at the Instagram page, It seems like they do it together, like intertwined. So it seems like if like
Oh,
one is busy,
one's
somebody
out.
swap out or whatever the case may be. It actually made me want to go back and listen to the podcast. I knew that they had
Mm-hmm.
it, but I hadn't really listened to it. It makes me want to go listen to it. So I went because one, I love the Center for Fiction. If you are in New York, you have not been to the Center for Fiction, I feel like you should go. If you live outside of the city, they offer a lot of classes, a lot of read-alongs with different authors, workshops with authors, all sorts of things that you can participate in remotely from wherever you are. They are an awesome nonprofit. I love them. But two authors, debut authors this year that I really wanted to see were there. So Carrie R. Moore, that's a fly.
Make
Um,
was it make your room or
Make Your Way Home.
make your way? I was close-ish.
You was close, friend. I'm proud of you because you was about to be like, that's the green cover with the lady on it.
Yeah.
So Carrie R. Moore was going to be there, and she doesn't have a very heavy social media presence.
Hmm.
So I wanted to take advantage of being able to hear her speak, especially because this is her debut. It's a wonderful collection of short stories. Maybe we can read that because I plan to read it again
Hmm.
and do like a bonus episode
Yeah.
and maybe get her on.
That'd be
But
nice. Yeah.
it was her and Lawrence Burney, who his collection of essays came out
Yes.
this week when we're recording it. So Carrie's book comes out on Tuesday when you guys are hearing it. It's pub day for her. Happy pub day, friend. Girl, that
Hmm.
book is phenomenal. So we go for that. They ask a lot of great questions. A couple of things that stuck out to me. Um Harry, they asked them about editing. How do they edit? Do they edit as they go? Do
Hmm.
they write a full chapter and then go back and edit? And Carrie said that they both said they kind of edit like as they go because it's hard for them to move forward if they get stuck in a particular place. Like, oh, the sentence sounds weird. I don't like this word, whatever the case may be. And Carrie likened it to driving with a flat tire, right? Like you can drive with a flat tire, but if you just stop and fix it, you can have a smoother ride. And I thought that that was like you could
That's a
apply that to
great,
so many
yeah.
different areas in life, right? So I thought that was
Hmm.
really cool. Um they asked a question, which I want us to do this at the end of this episode, but I'll tell you what the question is now. They asked them both if you had a literary label, like a record label, who would you sign? What authors would you sign? And I thought that
Oh,
that was a phenomenal question as people that read all the time. For them, they had good answers. Um, Harry said Edward P. Jones, and that made me say, Jess and I need to get into his work because we
hmm.
always hear his name and say we need to read his
Yes.
things and we never get to it. So
Yes.
we need to do that. Um, Lawrence Burney, he his book is like he's a critic, like a hip hop music
Hmm.
critic, right? So he writes in that realm. Um, excuse me, the people that have read it already liken him to Hanif Abdul Rakib.
I was about to
Um,
say, is it like that same thing? Okay, cool.
yes, he read some of his work and I think Lawrence Burney, just by himself, with the way that he looks and being a black man from Baltimore, is enough to shift a whole generation of young men, right? Just with the way that
Hmm.
he talks, with the way that he presents himself, he is just some, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but he is just some around the way nigga that happens to be smart, that happens to write, right? And that's not to
Hmm.
take anything from him, but our black boys need to see that. They need to see
Yeah.
that niggas like them that grew up in the hood that whatever are. So
Hmm.
he read a passage from his book about when he worked at it's called like a good government job. And he used to work for Social Security and he was just like, I'm not giving these niggas 60 years of my life. Like
Hmm.
those words verbatim. And I'm like,
Hmm.
yes, yes, that's
Hmm.
yes. So that was really cool, but it made me realize that I never really paid attention to the impact of hip hop writing or hip hop critique in magazines or on blogs,
Mm,
and how that in itself is a lane of or a genre of literature that people like Kiese and Lawrence and probably Sibo Campbell and the men in our lives, like that was their literature, right?
mm-hmm.
We had, and not even, I say we as Black women in general, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
for you and I, our generation, we had blogs, but we also had like, what is that show on?
106 in Park or
Right,
something
we
like
had
that.
106 in
Yeah.
Park, things like that, like TLC, like that. But I
Yeah.
mean, literature wise, there were always books targeted towards girls. Even if we
Yeah.
didn't have Black representation, we had, there were things for us. Whereas I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I never really considered what was that representation for Black boys, right? And it
True, yeah.
is hip hop literature or sports literature, right? So there are all of these writers in that particular realm that I have no idea about. Like, I never considered the impact of magazine writing on a particular generation and hip hop critique on them. And Kiese even said that last night, where he was like, yo, like they, the hip hop critics of our time when we were coming up were just as important or more important than the rappers that they were talking about. And I was like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
damn. I
Because
that's
they
just
were,
the
yeah, they were able to actualize it for the audience in a way where it's like understanding the intricacies of maybe a beef or the
yes,
importance of this. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
exactly. And I'm like, I I guess I take for granted the access that social media gives us these days, right? Because
Yeah.
not that hip hop literature or hip hop critique is not still out there, it is, but I don't have to read that with my eyes. I'm not
You can
sitting up
listen to it.
waiting for the next
Mm-hmm.
magazine to be out so I can go buy it to see what such and such has to say about what Kendrick and
Mm-hmm.
Drake got going on. I can literally just Google it, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's at
Yeah.
the tips of my finger. So I never considered that. That was something that I was like, oh, I need to make an effort to like look and see like who were the greats in those particular areas, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I just never thought about that. So it was really, really, really a great event. The highlight of my night is the fact that Carrie R. Moore knows who I am. I was
Yes.
not at all expecting this girl. Friend, I'm standing there in line and she's talking to someone else and she looks up and she like startles a little bit and her eyes got big like that, like, oh my God, it's you. And in my head, I'm like, am I supposed to like have I met her before and I don't know? So then I'm looking like maybe it's somebody behind me. And
Yes,
she
those
was like,
awkward moments of somebody being behind you, they trying to talk to them, but not you, so you think
right. And she goes, she'll be in the book club, right? And I was like, bitch. And then I was like, oh God, did I just call her a bitch? I'm like, girl, yes, but what are you talking to me about? And she was like, I love your content. You literally read everything. And I think everybody should just read a little bit of everything and blah, blah, blah. She was like, it's like my phone is in my face right now. Like, you're really here. And like, can we take a picture? And I'm like,
Can we take a picture?
me? You want to take a picture with me?
But
What?
but you know what? It could be, even though she doesn't have like necessarily a social presence, she could be lurking YouTube. Because you know a lot of people just use YouTube, and you're on YouTube. Like,
Right. But I'm like,
you're
I
not
the
friends.
very last thing that I was expecting ever was to go in there and for like I would have maybe anticipated running into someone, right? Like there are other content creators that I run into at these events or like people that
Mm-hmm.
follow me. Okay, cool. But the actual author that I wanted to see, that I was like looking forward to telling her how phenomenal her debut is, for
Mm-hmm.
her to be excited to like I could barely get my words together because she was just like, I'm so excited to see you. Like I love your content. And she wrote in my book, I love you. And I was like,
I love you.
what? So then once I felt bad after the fact because once I got to Lawrence Burney, I was so like my mind was frazzled. I was like, you saw my book, and he was like, sure. And I was like, congrats. And he was like, thank you. Like I couldn't even
Okay.
genuinely get like I couldn't give like what I normally like give.
Mm-hmm.
Um because I was so like, Carrie Moore knows who I am. And then Irvin
Hmm.
Weathersby, he was like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are." He was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Thanks." Like, I was like, "I haven't read the book yet. I'm gonna read. Like, I've been wanting to. Like, life has been crazy, but I've heard amazing things. Like, we would love to have you on the podcast." He was like, "Yeah, sure. Just shoot me an email. Like, whatever." And even in my head, I'm like, "Just shoot you an email. Okay,
Like it's simple. Like who are you?
okay,
Yeah.
all right." So
Hmm.
that was the highlight of my week. Because I was like, oh, I guess people can see me. Like I'm just talking to my camera, but I'm actually reaching people. And that's really cool because I was so like,
Hmm.
what? Like
Yes,
people
friend.
know me? What? And like Disha Phil, she follows me on threads. I'm like, girl, what you do that for? Me?
Yes, yes, yes,
Me,
friend.
cousin?
You be
Are we
talking.
sure?
You on there talking. You be on the interwebs. I think we have to understand our power to like. I'm saying this so calm, but one day someone can be like, "You." I'm be like,
Uh,
"Whoa,
I was gonna
whoa."
say, not like you didn't text me, like your friend rolled up on me, I almost asked her, "Ho, is you cool?"
If, listen, big city. You gotta ask the questions, because who are you and why do you know me? But like these are things that we just gotta remind ourselves. We really be talking to a camera and not knowing how many people that we reach. Um,
Absolutely.
so it's
I really
always
do.
like, yeah, it's
I just
always
speak
like random.
talk to the
Yeah.
camera. So yeah,
Hmm.
it caught me off guard. I think had it been like just a regular
Hmm.
person, right? Like had it not been the author, I
Hmm.
would have been, when we went to the Bronx's reading, it was a couple of people that was like, "Oh my God, like I love your stuff." And I was like, "Hey, hugs, like whatever, let's take a picture. Would
Hmm.
you let put me in your vlog, whatever." But like it being the author, like I haven't talked much about my experience reading Make Your Way Home because it's so great. Like I think she
Mm.
embodies all of the things that you and I specifically love about Jesmine Ward or Latoya Watkins or
Yeah.
like though like that's what I
Hmm.
felt like. Like there is just this and then for the collection of short stories to have this very very prominent through line, like it just is so good. So I
Hmm.
haven't really had the words because I feel like every one of the stories that I read I'm like, oh my God, it's so great, it's so great.
Yeah.
Like what do I say? um so like I'm hoping to see Make Your Way Home on some lists for
Yeah.
universities for
Yeah.
next year. I'm hoping more people, like I plan to post something just to be like, hey, if you liked Holler Child, if you like Neighbors and Other Stories, if
Hmm.
you like Jesmine Ward at all, like this is the book for you. Go buy it because
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to read it. I've accepted that I'm just in this mood state, just mood reader all the time. So like going into my week, there's so much like my mood is changing all the time, and I'm in the mood for a short story soon. So I think I might do that next.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
Yeah.
my week. How was
That
your week,
sounds
friend?
exciting. Pretty chill, I would say. Last week we had Nanda Reddy, who wrote A Girl Within a Girl Within a Girl. That title is such a tongue twister, but I
It
actually
is.
I understand it, reading the book overall. Like it just makes sense.
Mhm.
That's a book I feel like easily anybody should read, honestly. It's a really
Okay.
amazing book about it really dives into Guyanese culture and coming from Guyana all the way to America and that adjustment and then transitioning into different morphing into different people essentially.
Okay.
Um
So
it's
when
a
you say
very
like
mhm.
morphing into different people to adapt to your environment, is that what you mean? Or do you mean
Yes
like
and no.
magical realism, we
No.
changing into literal different people?
No. So basically, the premise of the book is this girl, what was her first name? Dang, I forgot her first name. There's like four names. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's a lot of names. But she living in Guyana. She has about 8 brothers and sisters. And, usually when people are coming over to America, they have somebody that sponsors them. Well, this girl in America dies, and this guy needs somebody to replace the girl to go to America. And this girl that we're watching, I forgot her name. What's her name? Dang. The main girl, she ends up going to America because her parents were like, this is our way to America. So she's taking the girl that died, her place, and going to America.
So she took her name and everything.
Hmm. So then when she gets to America, then she has this name. And then as she's going through different phases, she has to change her name because she's there illegally. So there, she doesn't have her papers properly. The family that she was staying with, that she originally was acting as their daughter, abuse. Just putting that out there, trigger warning. There is abuse there. So she's literally fighting for her life. But then it transitions into present day where she is Maya. That's her fourth name. She's married with a kid, the whole nine. And her husband doesn't know any of this. And her sister from Guyana, who's deaf, has cancer. And she reached out to her, and that's how her husband finds out. It's a very interesting story, I must
I
say.
wasn't expecting none of that. My
Me too.
God.
When I opened it, I texted because everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is a lot going on. What is happening?" I'm like, "What's happening?" Like I'm just thinking it's like a regular immigration story. No, I shouldn't say regular, but you know what I mean.
Right. I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just thinking it's like culture, immigration, da da da. I was not expecting we're going through four girls, like different names, but it's the same girl. That's why it's called a girl within a girl within
Okay,
a
girl
girl,
within a
because it's
girl within a girl. Right.
literally, yeah, it's a phenomenal book. I think everybody should crack it open for her debut. I think it's really great. She said she might do a psychological thriller. Like that's what she's
Okay.
working on next. So I'm excited to see that. But it was very fascinating to hear her process, and she's just very personable, and I'm happy that her book is having so much success. So that was a really good one. And then I read 24 Seconds for Love. Is
From
it
now.
20 from now? There we go. By Jason Reynolds. That really like Nanda's book did well with like my reading slump, but that really like pushed me over the edge to be like, oh, I need a book.
Did
So
you listen to that one or did you read?
I just purely read it, and I read it in like a day. It was really great.
Oh, okay. So that one I did the audiobook for. The audiobook for that was great too.
Okay, good. I can imagine. It was just like a really wholesome book. I really, like you said, it's just like I don't see a main character, a male main character, especially a young kid finding love, and it was just so realistic.
Yes.
Like like these are the conversations that parents should be having with their kids. I hate to say it like that, but that's where we are nowadays. Like it is what it is. Your kids are out here hunching, guys. Just talk to them.
Woo, and the teenagers that's not teenagers no more in my life, they be on my line telling me stuff that I would auntie don't want to hear that, but I deal with it. I deal with it
Yeah,
for the sake of they need somebody. I understand.
exactly. So it was a really light read in a way. It was just really like heartwarming. So then I started back up reading Great Black Hope because, as you guys know, I was moving, and then yeah, I couldn't even hold a book in my brain at all. So I went back to Great Black Hope. I told Bridget to meet me at page 150 because that's where I stopped. Started, no, 110. We started back reading. I was getting through, it was moving fast again, and then yeah, I just got like just standstill. So I will say, great writing,
Okay.
phenomenal writing. Like for this to be a debut, but he is a teacher. He is like a literature teacher. So all the things. So it's to be expected in a sense. But amazing writing. just very slow for my brain right now. Coming off the heels of like a girl within a girl. 24 seconds from now. And then to pick this back up, it is very slow.
Okay.
So me and Bridget, she said the same thing. She was like, I didn't pick it up since you told me you started back up. So I sped past like 110 to 150, so she's still back there. So I was like, I understand because you're reading all these fast-paced books, and then you have this one slow burn that's like, okay, can we get to the point? Can we get back to the main character? It's also very character driven versus very plot driven. So you're
Okay.
journeying with the character and seeing things like over time versus like I don't want to give too much away, but it follows this guy who loses his best friend. I think drugs, yeah. No, somebody killed her. I'm sorry. Somebody kills her. And yeah, he like gets into some trouble. He gets like a DUI of sorts, and then he has to go to court, and then it's just like a finding yourself type of situation.
Okay.
So I put it down again, and so I'm gonna pick back up The Great Man. I started that. That was starting to get really good. Again, my brain was scrambled when I started it, so I'm excited to start that.
Okay.
Capone, I downloaded it, so I'm gonna start that.
I
Mm-hmm.
made Indeed download the audiobooks because she won't physically read anything, but I
Oh,
made
she
her
went.
download the
Okay.
audiobooks because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you won't get in on this too, Heifer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna start that tonight, and then what else? Oh, listening to Washington Black. That is good. I just kind of hit a dead end as well with that. But
Okay.
I have like 1 hour and I'm like, I just need to finish it because the series comes out on July 23rd.
And when is July
Is it? Yeah,
23rd?
July 20. Yeah, July 23rd. It's like a Thursday,
Okay, so then
something like
maybe
that.
I'll a Wednesday, but not next week, the week
Yeah,
after. So
the week after. Yeah.
it was between Washington Black, Great Black Hope, and The Catch. So maybe I'll read The Catch
The
next.
Catch. Yeah. I would say
By
find, yeah, just
Lisa.
find something fast paced.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
I have Hermatin Season by Tochi Onyebuchi.
Oh, that
He
one. I think
wrote, yeah, here, let me show you the
let
picture
me
here.
see. Oh, that one. Hmm.
And it's short, and I started the audiobook, but I want to like actually read. So I want to do
Yeah.
both. And it's not that long, so maybe I'll do that before I start The
Yeah.
Catch. But The Catch
I
has kind
think
of been staring at me
mm.
on my bookshelf, and it's like about twins. So,
Oh, that sounds good.
yeah.
I want to pick up some Medina because I know that'll be good and fast paced too.
That's another
Yeah.
one. I feel like Akwaeke Emezi writes YA very well, so you're not gonna feel like the teenagers
Hmm.
are dumb, right?
Yeah.
But still go into that knowing that you're not the target audience.
Yeah, Pet and Bitter both were in
Cause
a way,
there's a bit
yeah.
in there where like so Medina was getting on my nerves because I was like, why are we
Yeah.
yelling? Why are we yelling? What's happening? Why are we yelling? But I had to remind myself, like, oh, this baby is a baby. This is detrimental
Yeah.
to them. This
Yeah.
is as a big of a deal. This does feel like betrayal if I was 13, 14, or
Yeah.
however old they
Yeah.
are. So had to remind myself, I'm not the target audience, okay?
Yeah. 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 I
But
think, but yeah, I think that's it for the reading. Also, to contribute to this slump, I've been watching Love Island. So there's that. Because the times I could be reading is really watching Love Island every single day almost.
well, you were watching Love Island and I was watching the gameplay of The Last of
Uh,
Us
The
as if it
Last of
was
Us.
the TV
Hmm.
show. And I got beyond where the show
Hmm.
stops. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what they do with the show. because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's really good.
Tell Oh, there's actually the other treasure hunting show I was texting you about. I need to text you the name of it. That was not what I was expecting. I
Okay.
thought these people were really just looking for treasure. It's about a guy that wrote, is it a book? Yeah, he wrote a book, hid it, and said, if you find it wherever placed it, you get $1 million or something crazy like that. So all that's why all the treasure hunters were looking for this book. Cause I'm like, it's a book. But the reward, I didn't know there's like a huge treasure hunting niche, like the way they were fiending over it. Like I knew people treasure hunt, but I didn't know there was like a niche group of treasure hunters out here.
This reminds me of the time that I called you and said that I learned that pirates were still in business.
Yes. The literally. No, like I'm this is the same like I'm sitting there like, okay, this is I wasn't expecting this to be so good. It was to the point that they could not find this box. I think he hit it before the pandemic. They could not find the box. Somebody found it eventually, but like 2021. Some crazy. It got so bad. This man is almost 90. They was threatening his family. People were coming to his
Threatening his
home.
family?
Yes, in Arizona
Friend.
or New Mexico.
What
Coming
was the
to his
book about?
home. I don't know. I don't even
That
think
makes it
people
even
knew.
worse. That makes it
Yeah.
worse.
And then he ended up dying and they didn't find it. They found it before he died. Yeah. They found it before he died and then he eventually died like a year later. That show,
Okay.
that documentary is crazy.
What
I
I
was like,
see,
yeah,
I don't even know what to say to you for real. Because
yeah,
what I'm trying to
yeah.
think. I started the new season of The Sandman.
Oh, yes, you were telling
Um,
us about that. Yeah.
that's really good. That's actually based on a graphic novel by Neil Gaiman. I know we don't like him
Mm-hmm.
no more because he's a essayer. He sexually assaulted someone. But
Yikes.
um the Sandman, Gwendolyn Christie is in it. And I keep calling her Brianna Tarth because that's where I was introduced to her as, and she's always going to be Brianna Tarth in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal as the devil. Phenomenal. I mean, make me want to take a trip to hell, okay? I like Mama is I there is a movie with what's his name? What's the dude's name that was in The Matrix and he played John Wick? What's his name?
Keanu Reeves.
Yes, Keanu
Keanu
Reeves.
Reeves. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is in Constantine, a movie that came out in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And when he meets the devil in that show, devil is in all white, but his feet are black. And it's this play on light and dark. And I remember in high school
Mm.
I wrote a paper on it because I it was so fascinating to me. Like it was the first time that I could visibly see like, oh, just because something is in white does not mean that it is clean and pure and whatever the case may be, but the fact that his feet
Mm-hmm.
signifying like the path that he walks isn't clean,
Mm.
right? That sort of thing that was fascinating to me. And they do something very similar with Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer in um The Sandman. But I also
Mm.
like that the Sandman is one of a bunch of siblings. So like Death is his sister, and Delirium is his other sister, and
Mm.
Desire is his gay brother that is a very spicy queen. Like he has all of these different siblings that have their own
Mm.
realms that they are in control of. So it's like when we originally meet Morpheus, it's because he is stolen from his dream realm and captured by this human that wants his powers or whatever the case may be. So we go through that whole thing. But it's just it's she when we first meet her as Lucifer, he has to go to hell to acquire something that he needs on this journey. and they have to fight, but instead of physically fighting, they're using the power of I am. So
Mm.
they are saying stuff like, I am this powerful wind that will do whatever the case may be. And that's what is fighting the person. Or I am this creature that can rip you to shreds as a whatever, whatever. And I
Mm.
was like, that is powerful.
Mm.
It's a very, very good show. I know you scary as all hell, friend, but it's a good show. It's a very good
Okay.
show. And because you're a photographer, because you have an eye for art, I think you will be
Hmm.
intrigued by that alone.
Yeah.
On top of your love for literature will get you into
All
the like the
right.
storyline.
I'm gonna
Because
try.
I
Is
feel
this
like
the? I feel like you. Is this the one that you told me about like last week when we were talking about my treasure hunting? Okay. Okay. Follow.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the only things that I've been watching. It's either YouTube gameplays.
Hmm.
The channel specifically is Hollow. His channel is Hollow, and he plays like all different types of video games. And like I like listening to his commentary because I think he like does it on Twitch, but then like records it or
Yeah.
whatever to post it. So like he's responding to like comments or like wherever the case may be. Like I like listening to him talk, but then like watching the game, like specifically The Last of Us, it looks so good. It does look like you're watching a TV show.
Okay.
So that's all I've been watching.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't. I think I Love Island. Yeah, that's about it. And like those couple of documentaries. Oh, I did watch what's the documentary? The Bin Laden documentary,
That was good.
the the submersible documentary.
I don't mean to laugh, but they really sent the people down there in that Pepsi can.
No, for real. And it's just like they been knew he was.
Like when the girl was like, for years I've been trying to tell people that, baby, you wasn't talking loud enough. Why wasn't you yelling?
I don't understand. Like, yeah,
Y'all get on the
that.
internet and yell about everything else. White women notoriously are known for talking loud about nothing. This was the one time you were
Yeah.
supposed to talk real loud, girl.
Yeah,
For it was
I
so.
just
I was
it was just
like,
like because I was just like, why is this out already? But to find out that they had stuff already working on this man, and to find out he just happened to blow up. It's just
friend. I was like, I feel like I was texting you real hard. Like,
yeah,
stop what
yeah,
you're
you're
doing
right.
and watch this right now because what is happening? They really sent the people down there in that
Yeah,
Pepsi can. They really did with a Nintendo Switch controller
yeah,
and some
man,
snacks.
it's
And then
crazy.
the part that was bothering me the most was to have that many people in that thing and they really was all in their knees to chest.
I have claustrophobia. I could not
The way
even.
they would have had to call my mama because I would have been in there hollering and screaming.
And even like, so I'm scuba dive certified. The first time I went down, like just in the pool, just in the pool, because I'm thinking I'm going into this like I'm a fish in water. Like I love to swim. I would, did all the swim things, and then I get my scuba dive certification to find out that I'm having anxiety putting a goddamn helmet for my head. It's like,
Listen, I I am a pretty decent swimmer. If you
yeah.
want to see me panic, put me in a large open body of water. The last time I was like in a pool, like legit swimming, I was
Hmm.
diving and I dove into like a 20-foot pool and like got to the bottom and my mind was like, bitch, we about to drown because it was like I my body completely forgot that we knew how to swim. Like I was like, I my feet are not touching the ground. What is happening? This is not, I'm not,
Yeah.
I can't just stand up. What? I don't do,
Yeah.
Lar, mm-mm. And I am a decent
Yeah.
swimmer.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
decent
like I'm
swimmer.
just like, yeah, that so I couldn't do that. I don't know how. Did you watch okay, so I got a couple documentaries. Did you watch the Poop Cruise?
No, I'm afraid to watch it because I feel like it's gonna gross me out. I feel like it's gonna gross me out. And on my list of things is that I wanna get on a cruise one day, and I feel like that's gonna be the thing.
That's gonna turn you off. Well, it's
That's
Carnival.
what's
If that makes you feel better, it's Carnival Cruise. So,
eh.
if that says anything, I know people like Carnival Cruise Lines because it's lit, it's fun, it's all those other things, but it's just it's a little.
Speaking of speaking of cruises, are those people still on that cruise going around the earth?
I think they're done.
Oh, okay.
I think it ended like because that was last year, right?
I don't remember. I just
I
want to
don't
know if they were
know.
still on that cruise.
I think they're done now. They should
Okay.
be. Yeah. Now she, I'm gonna have to research this. Um, that one, the poop cruise was crazy.
Okay.
Gilgo Death Murders. Is it Gilgo Island Murders? Remember that Long Island serial killer from like 2 years ago that was running around?
Yes.
Okay, so they made a documentary about him.
I think that one I did watch.
It was on Peacock.
Okay, so then maybe I didn't watch it. I feel like I watched
Okay.
something about that because I remember them showing the highways, like where he was leaving bodies.
Yes. Yes.
So maybe I did watch it on Peacock. Maybe
It, you know what? My thing with documentaries now is that A, they're coming out just a wee bit too soon for my liking.
right.
And this one is unfinished, very unfinished. Like the end, I think he does not get sentenced until October.
Oh dang! So they could have
I
left us
don't even
alone
think he
until.
is sentenced either like that. I mean, I don't think he even I think he went to trial, but I don't know. I think it was like a pre-trial, so they're going to full trial, and then I don't know, it was something weird, but nothing came of it. But the weird part of that for me was the wife is still actively like,
His wife.
yes, like she divorced him just so she can save the house and they would not be homeless, but she is actively like still in love with him. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. Yeah. And even
There
the
go your
daughter.
there go your
Yeah.
clip for the week. Cause I I
Yeah.
w-
Mm-hmm.
we you
Yeah.
Takia, Dr. Takia once said, you have to set lines or else niggas will color all over your page. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like getting charged and arrested for being a serial killer is a part of those lines that you were supposed to set.
And you know what's even worse? She's so delusional that she does not believe he timed this so well, but not that well, if you think about it.
Obviously, he got caught, so
Yeah, but he timed it when he's a big what is it? Architecture? Architect.
okay.
He's a big architect. And where was it? Yeah, he's a big architect. And he's like he works at an architecture firm in New York. And so he was
Hmm.
always busy. So the times they would go on family vacations, he couldn't go until maybe like he could only go for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh, so
So
they
he
was
would let them
gone
go.
and
Mm-hmm.
he was doing his due. I
Exactly.
mean,
So, and then on top of that, there's a specific portion of it is like the bathroom where one of the girls got killed is in the house. But he said he remodeled the whole entire bathroom because something happened in the bathroom while they were away in Ireland because she's originally from Ireland. And he remodeled the whole entire bathroom. And after he remodeled the whole entire bathroom, he left and went to Ireland. Then he has a dungeon downstairs that I think he does like carpentry and stuff like that down there, whatever. And he brings his friend from the firm over to the little dungeon to show him, and he has all these guns, like a cellar full of guns. obviously he's a Trump supporter as well. There was the added point to it. A cellar full with guns, and they believe he killed a lot of the women in the house and
with
in
those
that
guns
dungeon.
in that
Mm-hmm.
dungeon.
Yes. And they still don't, the wife and this daughter still don't believe it.
Really?
Yeah, they're like,
Why don't they?
literally.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know. I need Netflix to redo it. Because Netflix be prying into different things.
oh yeah, they do. They like
Yes.
a
Mhm.
Netflix like that old lady in the neighborhood that's always on her porch or looking out her
Yeah.
window.
Oh yeah.
Like, I see you.
No, literally. So that was on Peacock, and then the last one I watched is a Travis Scott documentary.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
It,
I did. I really enjoyed the Bin Laden one. That
oh,
was
that
I
was a
think
good
about
one.
how
Hmm.
they said the Navy SEALs did that practice all those times and they built up the model
Hmm.
of his compound and knocked it down every day. Like that was really fascinating to me because I feel like if you don't know, you just don't know. I also
Hmm.
watched, what was the name of it? It's a movie on Netflix. I think it's called
Hmm.
The Badland. Land of Bad.
Land of Bad.
Yes. Let me tell
Hmm.
you something. I just like military
Hmm.
espionage type movies. So I saw it and I just put it on, right? I was just like, whatever.
Hmm.
Oh my God. The guy, the older man in the movie controls a drone. But if you know or you don't know, they control drones off site. So they're not in the country that the drone actually is in, right? So
Hmm.
they use those drones to help the men on land that are doing the mission, right? So they're in communication with each other. And the guy that he's in communication with, I ain't gonna tell you the whole thing because I want you to watch it, but he ends up being the last one in their group, surviving, gets
Hmm.
kidnapped. All this shit happens to him while he's still in communication with the dude with the drone, trying to help him get out of there. It was so good. Like for a
Hmm.
movie that I just stumbled upon, I was like,
This is good, good.
I
Okay.
was locked in. Okay, talk about in it. I was like, is he gonna get home safe? What's gonna happen? Like it was very, very good. And it's one of the I bring it up to say there were things that they talked about in the Bin Laden like movie that if you're
Document,
not
yeah.
documentary that if you're not in the military or don't know people in certain branches of the military or just are not researching things, there are just things that you don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's very
So
fascinating. Yeah.
very fascinating. So it's like my knowledge of drones is the ones that you go down to the Best Buy and buy, right? I'm like, I ain't
Hmm.
realized the drones the military using are the size of regular airplanes. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like there are just things that you just don't know. So that
Okay.
was really
So
good.
yeah, I think yeah, I was very fascinated by the Bin Laden documentary. That was really good. I think that's one of the top docs so far.
And when that man that was the head of the CIA, when they was like, oh,
Hmm.
maybe we should evacuate, he was like, we ain't evacuating shit. If they want war, tell them bring it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not me. I'd have been crawling out the bathroom window. Fuck you.
Exactly. A lot of them sacrifice a lot. Their families, everything. It's just
He was
crazy.
like, you forgot where you work at?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I did. Yes, I push paper clips, motherfucker. Y'all didn't tell me that they was coming to the office.
No, literally.
That man. I was like, I mean, he a bad motherfucker because he
Well,
was
you
like,
gotta be that way, you know?
you really do have to. But
Yeah.
when he was like, when what Bill Clinton was like, all right, when can we have men on the ground? And the actual Department of War was like, give us 6 months. And Mr. CIA gonna tap on the desk talking about some. We can have flies on their eyes in 6 weeks. I was in this room when I tell you I started out laying down in the bed.
Now you sat up.
Yeah, now I'm like, I got to sit up because what's she talking to me
What
about?
what all is going on here? Yeah,
What
that
is
was the one of
happening?
that was one of the most shocking ones that I watched, really.
Because
Cause like
again, especially from 9/11, like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
9/11, especially for people that were here, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
a very specific memory that we all have.
Yeah.
Um, from whether you knew somebody that was in the towers, I could see it from my classroom as a kid. Like
Mm.
they was picking us up. We didn't know what was going on. Like there's a particular like time warp that
Vibe.
you have of
Yeah.
it. And again, depending on where you land in the world, there are just certain things that you don't know. And it made me think about how, with in reference to the way of the world is right now, right? People are a lot of the times only going with what they see on the news when there's
Yes.
so much behind the scenes that's going
Oh
on.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so much behind the scenes, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not consuming the information from the news as if it's just a little bit of information that I need to apply to other information that I will get eventually. They just take what they hear as law, and that's it.
Yeah, and that applies to a lot of things, like just in general, like you can be talking about like we're in the book world, right? But if we're talking to somebody that's really not in the intricacies or understanding about the book world, or if we're talking to a writer, we don't even know like little details in that world because we're just not a writer in that world. So I
Yeah.
think that's how I wish people would approach things a lot more from that perspective of like, okay, you don't know this, but there's more to it than what we're seeing. Right. So it's always interesting.
Yeah, it was very very eye-opening. Like
Yeah.
very very eye-opening. But okay, is there
Yeah.
anything else from your week that you wanted to add before we start talking about romance?
Yeah. What else? Nothing really happened just been trying to hunker down and get things out and stop procrastinating other than that. I think next week
Word.
I'll have something like a church announcement of sorts, but other than that, not really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
y'all, it's summertime. And all of the girls are either divorced, getting divorced, in new relationships, hoeing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot.
And I feel like we could attach that to some books. But
Yes.
Jess and I were talking about Cash Doll specifically before we started
Oh
the
yeah.
pod. And I wanted
Yeah.
to like bring that conversation up because she's one of the girls who these dishwashing hands is really
I'm looking at them. I'm like, wow, this doesn't feel right. Like
how am I
it's
supposed to be a bad
it's
bitch
supposed to be
in
like
this
right here.
economy? How am I
Yeah.
supposed to be a bad bitch like this? How? How? I don't
Well,
understand.
your
Tomorrow.
appointment's tomorrow, so
Tomorrow. I'll probably run there barefoot. Just help me. Somebody. But no. Um, so Cash Doll is she is a
hmm
rapper for those that don't know, a beautiful, beautiful woman.
hmm
She is from Detroit, right?
Yep, Detroit. Yep.
From Detroit. Cash Doll is known for full beat hair laid, whether it's her natural hair,
hmm
whether it's a wig, a weave, whatever. Cash Doll is always she very much gives like your rich auntie that's always dressed.
Yes.
That's what she gives.
Yes.
Was she married to?
No, she wasn't married to Tracy. They just had two kids.
Okay.
And basically with just to circle back, the foundation of our conversation is coming from the perspective of seeing all the girls not being in relationships or being in a relationship confined for so long and then finally finding someone that really is like into them. For instance, Cardi B and what's his name? Stefan Diggs, that type of thing. And now Cash Doll is actually one of them because she was with Tracy, her baby daddy for like I think 5 years.
Yeah, they was together for a minute.
Yeah, 5 years. And they seemed happy. But
Tracy was short, ain't it?
they were on the same height, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I felt like he was shorter than her. And I was gonna say, well, that's where mamas went wrong.
But I don't think he was shorter than her.
You know how I feel about short men. They're
I
evil.
mean, yeah, I know.
They are from the
Um,
pits of hell. That's where all their height is at. It's under their feet in hell.
Oh my gosh, here she go. Anyways, back to back to Cash Doll. Okay, well, but yeah, Cash Doll got with I think he's a football player on
I don't know.
Detroit Lions, I think.
He big and he tall.
He
I know
is.
that. But he's also African, and that's a red flag in its on its own.
He really is.
I
Maybe his
want to say he. Let's Google it, cause
Ladarius Smith. Let's see.
cash
Ladarius
doll.
Smith, NFL. Here you go. Zadarius. Okay. I hope this is the right man. That don't look like him. Yeah, no, that is him. Oh, he don't play no more.
Zadarius. What kind of
That's
he
awkward.
Zadarius.
Yeah, he plays for the Detroit Lions, but he just was released by them on the 20 on March 9th.
He only 32.
Damn.
Well, he'll be 33. He my age. I'll be
He
32. He'll be
don't
33. Where is he from? No, because he had I've seen them somewhere where he had on traditional.
I think that no, I know what you're talking about. He went to Africa with or Ghana with one of his teammates
Okay.
and went for a wedding. That's what it was. Because I was like, this man's Darius Smith. No offense. Doesn't make sense for Africans. The last name don't make sense, and the first name
You're right.
does.
You're right. I never knew his name, but I'm like, I've seen him in traditional.
Yeah, he
Okay, so
was
then
there
he's
for one of
not. Never
his
mind.
teammates' wedding or something like that. And I think Cash Doll actually went or something. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm not positive about that part, but yeah. But yeah,
Hmm.
now I mean that still also makes sense with her not wearing. So basically, guys, Cash Doll does not wear makeup. You know how she has her hair done to the nines. She always got a mean wig. Like it's nice. Her wig is laid all the time.
All the
Makeup
time.
nice. Everything. Body. Everything. He don't like her wearing makeup or
So now
having.
she doesn't.
She just wants all natural. So she doesn't do it anymore.
I just I don't know. Like I think it's okay to be in a relationship with someone and to take into consideration um what they like to see you in versus
Hmm.
what they don't like to see you in, right?
Yeah.
Because, for example, I used to date someone that loved when I wore bright colors. I mean, people in general usually say that to me, like when I wear my glasses being yellow. Like they always say, like, you
Hmm.
just look better in brighter colors. Okay, cool. If it was a date night, that fly is going you're gonna have to find somewhere else to go. If it was date night or something, like, yeah, I'm gonna pop out in a brighter color because I know that's what
Hmm.
my man likes, but I'm also not gonna change my entire personality and change like anybody
Yeah.
that knows me knows that black I wear black all the time.
Yeah.
Like I could be the color black at this point. I'm not gonna change my entire personality or the things that are fundamental to who I am for a man or for the sake of my relationship.
Yeah. And even watching that clip I was telling you about that I found, she just looked when she said it, she just looked like, damn, I miss my wig.
Yeah, like because I it's one thing if he was breaking like okay, let's say if we don't know the behind the scenes, right? We're only taking
Mm,
what the internet has given us with this. Let's say if behind the scenes the parts of her that he knows, he understands that maybe that's an insecurity for her, right? That she puts on all of this makeup
hmm.
and wears these
Yeah.
wigs because she's trying to hide something or it's just a safer persona for her or something. And he's like, "Oh, well, I like when you don't wear these things because it's helping you love you more." I could respect
Mm-hmm.
that. But knowing how much of that is tied to how she makes her money and
Hmm.
wanting to like impede on that, I just
Yeah, it's like this, like I was saying, it's like this need to fit the mold of a traditional wife that
Right.
was upheld from, I would say, from the early 2000s all the way back. Because we started to see the shift in how women took autonomy, I feel like 2010,
Okay.
20, somewhere around there. Like, I feel like, I think that women have always been natural of some sorts, but wigs have started to really, like the culture of wigs, the culture of makeup really took a shift 2010, I feel like, when YouTube was really like
Yeah.
ramping up. So I think there's the need, and then we
But
started hearing the thing of like, oh, I wish when girls were natural, I wish when girls were natural. I feel like that's,
I think that's like we were just saying about like if you're not in certain communities, then you just don't know certain things.
yeah, yeah.
Because like I feel like these conversations have always gone on in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if it's because my mom had me in a hair salon every 2 weeks, but there's always in my life at least been a conversation about like
The extremeness of, yeah, I get that too.
how you present yourself, but
Yeah,
also
yeah.
like it was always centered around men. Like it was always centered around
Yeah,
what
that's
men
true.
seemed deemable, like seemed what they were attracted to or what they wanted. So let's take the like getting a relaxer versus not conversation, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, a lot of women kept their hair straight and whatever, a lot of it because it was white adjacent, right? We were told that
Yeah, yeah.
subjecting ourselves to being in white proximity, that there's that whole bit, but it's also, oh well, your man doesn't want to, don't want nobody with nappy hair type thing, you know?
Yeah,
So
it's always
but
been a
like
sliding scale of sorts.
I think maybe wigs and such have a farther reach, but I feel like I don't know, like there are women in my life that have always worn wigs, right? Or that have always
Mm-hmm.
had weaves, like before it was
Mm-hmm. A
the way that
thing.
you see it now. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe more mainstream, I guess. But like,
Yeah. I think
and
it's
again,
more
it might be because there are a lot of people in my life that do hair, right? I'm around a lot of people that
mm-hmm.
are in like hell, I was literally in a hair magazine. Like you can look up and see a picture of me modeling in a hair
Mm-hmm.
magazine. Like I've been in those areas. So it's like I don't necessarily think it's as much new as much as it is a regenerative version of the same conversation in a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
way.
About different beauty standards of that time. Yeah.
Right. Like it's
Yeah,
just
that
the
makes
updated
sense.
version
Mm-hmm.
of what beauty standards should be or shouldn't be and just applying it with a few new things.
Yeah.
Because let's say like, oh, he likes her in her natural state, but she's still wearing her hair straight, right? So like we could still flip that if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, but I think knowing that he's a football player, knowing that that's a big part of it too, because
And he's from the
who
South
is he
too.
around? The South part, I don't know, because
I would
niggas
say
from the
like
South, depending on what part of the South they, I mean, him being from the South explains why he want a woman with all that ass.
well, yes. But what I'm saying is like the
But
traditional or like that idea of like having, what I'm saying is like I feel like, mm, most of the times when I come across men, not necessarily always from the South, but it's always leaning back to, well, my mom looks like this. My mom acts like this. They put
eh,
their mom to a certain, like that's how I think about it. Like they put their mom to like the certain like beauty standard where their girl should be at the same standard as their mother. I find
I
that just,
remember I had a friend who probably has undiagnosed PCOS and like got a couple chin hairs and
mm-mm,
she natural girly don't really shave her underarms like that. She want funky, I don't be around funky bitches. But
mm-mm.
her boyfriend was like, I just feel like it's dirty that you have like facial hair and like body hair. Like women shouldn't have that. And I was like, you tell that funky bitch to catch his mama on an off day, and I bet you she grow a full beard.
Exactly. But moms keeps it together.
Mama keep it together. You just ain't never seen it. But I bet you
Mm-hmm.
bust in that bathroom unannounced, and your mama is in
Mm-hmm.
there in the mirror like the rest of us, trying to
Mm-hmm.
get that little piece of chin hair.
Yeah. I think there's a couple things that, but definitely football, eh?
Yeah, I
Um,
think there is a like a level of respectability politics that comes with being so high up in
mhm.
the NFL, right? And who he is around and the thought processes they may have that are uh passed on to him, right? Because although his peers may all be black on some level, right? He may play with black people, the coaches and the people that own these teams are largely not. And they are passing down different levels of respectability politics that they are, oh, well, in order to be a man, it means you have to do X, Y, and Z. And in order to be successful, you have to
Yeah.
have, and
Yeah.
your woman should do, and she should look like, and whatever, because you want to save space so you can make more money or be in these rooms and so on and so forth. So it's like, look at the dude that from the Eagles. What's his name? What is his name? All I know is
Oh,
Jalen. Is it
Jalen.
Jalen Hurts?
No, yes, yes.
Okay, him and his
Yeah.
girlfriend, or now
Hmm.
his wife, very much give that vibe of like
Yes. Yes.
good blacks. We are
Even
the good blacks.
Sierra. Yeah, Sierra and
Yes, and
you
Russell,
know,
good blacks.
actually we could go down the line. Sierra Russell, Aisha Curry, and
Mm.
Steph Curry.
Well, they had to. Well, Aisha had to learn because she was on the people
Yes.
internet telling
Yes, I
us
know.
that she sent him billions of news every day and all this other stuff. And somebody had to
I
go. Somebody from the PR team went in there and popped hands. Okay,
yeah,
they was
her
like,
lord.
"Don't you talk to nobody else ever again.
Don't do nothing. Just stick to your skincare line, your magazine, your book. Like,
Go in there and
stick
make
over
some
there.
rice and peas and leave us alone."
Leave us alone. Another good one is Nina Westbrook and Russell Westbrook. I'm gonna show you Nina's page.
Russell Westbrook, he be dancing.
Yes.
Okay.
I follow his wife. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Oh, so
She's
cool.
she's so adorable, but she's very like, if you see her, I'll send you her profile now,
Good black.
actually. Good black, like good
Hmm.
black. Yeah. Like we could go down the line.
So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
that
I
makes
feel
sense.
like that's something to play into it too, because he's probably thinking from the perspective of like, if Cash Doll presents, oh, she's really pretty,
Mm-hmm.
but I
And
get what
she's
you.
yeah.
He's probably thinking from the perspective of like, if Cash Doll is to continue to align with her target audience, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't match his target audience.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's this catch 22, because why does she have to risk herself?
Yeah, why does she have to risk herself for love? And at the end of the day, she's had an established career probably for him, or probably at the same time as him. We're not going to discredit him too much. Won't do that just because we feel like he's doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But she's had quite a public career, more than him. We will say that. More than him, a public career. And her facade has always been this way, as we know Cash Doll. Like that's what we know. And then obviously she has these two kids, and now she has to take care of these two kids, and now she has to
Right.
lean more into her work. She has to lean more because like at the end of the day, I don't know what Tracy did for work. So I'm pretty sure she was leaning into that real hard, and now that they're not together.
I just learned his name was Tracy today. So you said Tracy earlier, and I'm like, well, who all is that? But okay.
Yeah.
But to your
So
point, so
yeah. Yeah.
I think to kind of bring it back into literature, right? I think
Yeah.
it's hard for me to watch the girls get out of bad relationships, get into these new relationships that still kind of have these like tinges of red
And just
flags when the things that they are dealing with in these romance books are telling me that I don't have to
you don't
change
got
how
to
I
do
look.
that.
I don't have
Mm-hmm.
to do all of the things to fit a certain facade or to fit a certain thing. I don't have to risk my career. So like let's talk about um Emergence and Ascendance by Casey Mills, the third book in the
Mm-hmm.
collective series, right? Scotland had her own money. She was buying this
Mm-hmm.
property to prove to her family that she could do things outside of the family name, Whitney, I believe it is, the Whitney family name. And
Mm-hmm.
Christian, Christian wanted that same property, but he saw her, figured out that she was fine, and was like,
Mm-hmm.
boom, you signed this contract. This will be my sub for a month. And you can have the
Mm-hmm.
property and whatever else the hell you want. Honestly, I just want you. Right. So it's like I read all of these things, but then I get out into the dating world and it's like,
Well, it's like even with Curvy Girl Summer, I think that was affirming for a lot of women too. Of like, I can be this and still have all the men, all the things around me, and still like
right. And it
feel
doesn't have
like
to be
me. I don't
by a
have to
certain
risk myself.
age. Right. I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
risk myself. It doesn't matter if I'm 30 plus and just getting into my first relationship or just
Mm-hmm.
settling down, or if I'm 30 plus and not married. None of that matters. And I think that's important because if we go just based off of what society tells us, we are going to settle.
We're gonna settle and be very unhappy.
Very, very unhappy. I was
And
talking to a
the
guy the other day.
mhm.
And I was like, I'm so glad that I'm like smart and can think for myself because I know there are women that deal with him that are like being gaslit by this person
Mhm.
and the way that he talks and the way that he deals with things. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm not in that space in my life. And even if the
Mhm.
only affirmation I do get is from literature or from other people's relationships, I know what's actually out there. I
And you
know
know what you deserve. Yeah.
I know the possibilities because
Oh yeah.
I feel like Cardi B is the best example right now. Like her and Tiana Taylor are the best examples of the girls getting
Oh,
out of bad
that's
relationships.
so good. Yes. And being
They
loved out
both,
loud.
yes, they are
Yes.
both good examples so far. Knock on wood. I hope
Yes.
by next week when we record the next episode, don't nothing happen in neither one of them relationships.
Well, I feel like, well, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't want to believe just her removing, supposedly she removed pictures of Stefan Diggs, me, her being Cardi B,
Oh, okay.
supposedly. But I don't know if that's factual or true. I don't want to feed into that. So it could be
But
just like
even if
chilling.
it just was a little fling, right? It still is showing the
Mm-hmm.
possibility of a woman that is about to be divorced and a divorcee, right? But a single mom that
Mm-hmm.
is got her own money, is like doing the thing, taking care of her babies, taking care of her family, and still has someone that sees her as worthy. That representation is fucking important. And the simple fact that Cardi B is not your traditional good, quote unquote,
Nah.
person of color. She's not your good nigga, right? She's not your good black. She's not your good Latinx. Like she's not
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Cardi B is rough around the edges per societal standards. So to see
Mm-hmm.
someone like that, for her to be able to show up as herself as hard as Cardi B works, right? Like
Yes.
she doesn't show it as often anymore, but mama will tell you in a heartbeat. I was in a studio all night, still drove them kids to school, still making breakfast, still making sure X, Y, and Z
Mm-hmm.
is taken care of. And then here's this man that took her to Paris and rented out a castle for her because she said, hey, every time I'm here, I'm working and I never get to explore. So he, excuse me, made the time. That representation is so important.
It's like only for the week when Rome rented out that yacht so she can read
Yes.
that to read her book. And
Yes.
that's the vibes that Hallie gave me with her new dude.
Oh,
That
yes. When they were, I thought the same
it was
thing.
cute. It was so cute. I just I just like
And then I
when seeing the
know
girls loved out loud like that. Yeah.
Hallie was saying that she's had issues with her body
Hmm.
image since having the baby. And to see somebody like, come on, we're gonna
Hmm.
be on the yacht. You're gonna have your two piece on, like you're gonna do the things like, yes,
Hmm.
yes.
She
Yes,
looked good. It was just really hard.
she
Even if
does.
it doesn't last as long as there is no bad blood and there's no abuse like they've been dealing
Right,
with, right?
right.
But Tiana, the only thing with Tiana and homie, what's his name? Aaron Pierre. They
Aaron,
just
be
look
scared. That's Mufasa. Aaron, be scared. That's Mufasa. Like two fancy house cats.
yes, and it's just they look too good together. You know what I
I
mean? It
feel
was
like they don't look. They don't
compatible,
look. Yeah,
or
like they
they.
don't look like they go together to me.
Yes,
Um,
it's like a
but
face off. Like whose face is more.
it reminds me of how my great uncle said that you shouldn't date nobody that look better than you.
Do you think he looks better than her? Hmm.
Like, I don't know, maybe because I would put my mouth on him.
Yeah, yeah, but like well, yeah, like putting those aside, like who do you think?
Maybe you got two clips for the week.
Maybe
Um,
like
okay. Maybe I don't know, but it just like it's just one of them things where I feel like they be tussling for bathroom time at the house. You feel me? Like we getting ready to go and like
yeah,
I'm moving
yeah,
you out the way because I'm trying to put my makeup on and so are you.
and it's a face off in front of the camera.
Right. It's only one
Hmm.
bad bitch in this household. And it's me.
Yeah,
Find another title. Find something else to do. My job is taken.
but that's just yeah, it's just too much going
But
on. I can't look at them too hard.
I saw a video, I guess for his birthday or something like that, where they surprised him
Hmm.
or whatever the case may be. And the way they like kissed, it seemed very genuine. It seemed very like,
No, I feel like it's genuine. I just feel it's just they just don't like.
yeah, something is not.
Yeah,
I don't know, but something is I don't know.
I'm happy for her. It doesn't matter. I'm happy she's living.
I'm very happy for her too.
Yeah,
Because Iman
because
Shumpert went out like a bitch.
no, for real, man.
And
I
I
was
said,
so
for him to be, he got that thing on him too. I'm like, that I've seen.
and like just thinking about when they were doing all like every time we would see them together, like I was just not
But
expecting the story to go down like that.
hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you go back to Tiana Taylor is herself, she's always going to be herself. She's always been like
Hmm.
loud, rambunctious, girl from New York, like aggressive in certain ways. Okay, whatever. But now knowing what I know, looking at the clips of her and Iman together, it
It
makes
was
sense.
never, yeah.
It
And
makes sense.
I watched season one of the reality show, and that also just puts a dent in people's relationships, anyways. But when
Oh
I watched
yeah.
season one, I was like,
I
maybe
never
y'all
watched
shouldn't
every
do
yet.
this again. And they did it again.
Maybe y'all shouldn't do this again. And then they did
No,
it again.
no, they literally did. I was like, hey,
That's hilarious.
yeah, yeah, don't, yeah.
Do you have any other romance recs? I read Meant to Be Loved. I think that's the name of it. Let's double check because you know I'll be making shit up.
Implied Consent for Me by Casey Mills.
That is a very good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that
That's a
one.
very good one. Okay.
Um,
Uh, before we go, okay, yes, it's Meant to Love You by K. Shanae. I think that's a very good one.
oh yes.
Um,
You just say
to kind of
Casey.
go to go um with the conversation that we're having. The representation in romance
Yeah.
is really important because we rarely get to see women that look like us being loved on properly, although
Hmm.
these women are currently in mainstream being loved on properly, but know that it's possible for you even if only in romance right now in this phase of your life. I want to
Hmm.
talk about real quick before we go.
Hmm.
I read three of the most insane books I've ever read in my life over the weekend by a author named Monet Paris. These are all three of her books. I'm just gonna read the titles. Okay.
Oh, those books.
I Fucked Somebody's Wife,
Oh, God.
Freaked Out, This Is Single, and then The Weekend Omnibus I read. I read all of them in the same night, and I don't know where this baby came from, but I Fucked Somebody's Wife is it is the most insane 62 pages of my life. I just so they at a club, he come in, he fine, black man money, he might dabble in some illegal activity. That's how I like my niggas on the page only. And he sees this woman, they see each other, they both think each other attractive, they go in the bathroom, he cracking backs, okay? And he like, cool, I've been in it, you mine now. And she was like, can't cause I'm married. How about he finds her husband, ties him up to a chair, and makes him watch as he
Wait. Is this the one that you got off your mom's bookshelf?
hell no.
I was about to say.
I read this on Get on Top is a very outdated
I
relationship
was like, this don't sound
manual.
like the book you was talking
No,
like you showed.
no.
Okay, so this is a different
That's
one.
some bull swanky.
Send me
Um
this one so I can add it to my Kindle.
then Freaked Out, This Is Single. That was about a
Wait.
girl, huh? What happened?
Freaked out.
Freaked Out, This Is Single. That's about a girl who she had just got out of a relationship. Um a la Cardi B, Cash Doll, and them, and was like, I'm single now. Um, and she goes on a trip to Miami with her friend, sees these two guys. They thought she was fine, took her back to the house, and it was very much given why choose. Okay, they turned that girl every way but loose down to the penthouse in Miami. And then the Weekend Omnibus, that was three novellas all together. This couple they meet, turns out he's married, right? But his
Hmm.
marriage is a business arrangement because he is in the lifestyle or whatever, and they marry off people in the families as an alliance, blah blah blah. So he's trying to figure out like, how can I get out of that marriage, because I really don't want her. I'm actually in love with this chick that I met down to a strip club. She was a stripper. And he was like, I won't be with her, whatever, whatever. So, um, people died. He ended up having to go to jail, gets out of jail. She turned out the girl the stripper that he fell in love with was pregnant with his baby. She ran away. He goes to find her out in California, and the nigga that she was with was low-key abusing her or whatever, and he had to come and get his family back. Yep, it was a good time. It was a good
Okay,
time.
send it to me.
I will
I need
send you all of
something
them because I was
fun.
like,
I need something fun. I need something.
I fucked somebody's wife. Oddly enough, when you asked about my mother did read that one and told me that she read it, and I just stared at her and blinked for a little while. But now I see what she meant, because that was a damn good time. That
Hmm.
was a damn good time. Yep. I was like, what am I reading? Let me go read everything else she has. And that's what I did. So I probably shouldn't have access to the internet, but
Hey, it's sometimes we this is duality. We read the great literature down all the way down to the craziest stuff that we've ever seen. That is diverse reading, guys.
that is diverse reading. It really is. And now
I think
you're about to embark on Capone. And
yes,
I'ma
I
tell you, like I told Bridget,
mhm.
Capadonna is my man.
Yes, you've told me this a couple
All
times.
right. I don't want to have to say it again. I don't want to have to get loud with you, friend, because I truly do love you. I don't want to. I told Bridget, I said I don't got no nails on right now. We could tussle, okay? Because my nails expensive. I don't believe in breaking nails to fight bitches. I'm too old to be doing all that shit. I ain't got no nails on. I knock heads together about Capadonna, okay? Because
Well,
Capadonna said he'll shove somebody in the vending machine.
yeah, I'm gonna read that because I could not get into Demon's Dream. I'm hoping this one is like. Much better.
You'll definitely,
Okay.
because Demon's Dream is 1,000,000 pages long. No tea, no shade to the people that do enjoy
Yeah.
Demon Stream, because I know there are a lot of y'all that do, but it's a very, very long book. Um
700 pages of just. I would. I know she's coming out with the audiobook soon, or if that's what I saw on the internet.
I was trying to fix my face.
That's gonna be 17 plus hours long.
That shouldn't be that long.
No, it should because that's how long Babel was. Babel was 500 pages.
Okay. I ain't either way. Count me out. That's like Lacey want me to read, excuse me, what's the name of that book? Um He's a man you made ahead of once, but I got all the time. What the heck is the name of this book? It's something she wanted me to read that's very, very long. Um, and I tried and I was like, no, thank you. It's not for me. And I
Well,
be Googling words to see like where the hunching is at.
yes, I remember you going
And
and it was
that
nothing.
that book was also like 500 pages long, and there was only a little bit of hunching towards the end. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this with y'all. Sorry.
500 is obsessive. 700 is even worse.
Because how much back and forth do we really have to go through for them to finally get into a relationship? I just don't have time for all of that. Count me out.
Yeah.
Count me out. Find something.
Hmm.
Um, count me out. But I do want to read Cutthroat by Octavia Grant. I want to read Sean's new book, Violent Little Thing. And I got some other
Yeah.
stuff on here saved. And then I saw, ooh, I did read this book by Kimberly Brown called For His Pleasure, Virgin Territory.
Do I have that one? No, I don't. There's another Kimberly Brown book that I want to read that's like popular. I know the
Yeah,
cover
For
more
His
than I.
Pleasure, the dude is a virgin.
Oh,
So that was interesting.
that is interesting.
Yeah, that one was good because she was just like, he's doing everything right, but he like won't initiate sex with me, and like I don't know what to do or whatever. And it's because he
Hmm.
was like a 30-some-year-old version or like close to 30-year-old version.
Hmm.
And he was embarrassed by it. But he was a fast learner. We love a fast learner.
Okay.
We love a fast learner.
Yeah. I want to read Rhythm Blues
What's that one?
by Kimberly Brown. Rhythms Blues, sorry.
Okay, that
Um,
sounds familiar.
yeah, that one's like the purple cover, purple bluish cover that everybody like posts about by her. Like that might be her top book that I
Okay.
know of. I don't know anything other than
I
that
feel
one
like she
and
had a
work my way down.
series that I read. I feel like she had a series that I read. Hold on, I'm gonna double check. Oh, this I could read tonight. Um, because it was about a guy who obviously I can't talk. Yeah, the Giroux family.
Yes, you told. Is that the same like um she write in that whole novella series, Drew type like that whole novella series that you had me
No,
read? Okay,
I
never
don't
mind.
think she did. This one is her series. It's 5 books. I don't think I read all of the books, but I definitely read the first
Hmm.
one where I'll send it to you, Where Love Blooms. It was
Okay.
about a um his wife passed away and he falls for the nanny that he hires.
Mm,
Um but that's similar to a Alexandria House book that I really like too. Like
okay.
same kind of trope or whatever. So I really enjoyed that one. But
Yeah.
I don't remember if I read the other family members because I think it was like him and his brothers in that series.
Okay, got you.
but that's good too.
Okay.
But I just downloaded One Night, One Bite by Drea Anderson.
Hmm.
She writes like paranormal um
Yeah.
romance. I don't know if
Romance.
this one, oh, this is old. This is an old Valentine's Day paranormal. Oh, it's vampires. Okay, I'll deal with it.
Yeah, let me know how you like that one. There was
It's
this
only 80
other.
pages, so
Oh, okay. Send my way. That fly is a paid actor.
I mean,
Hmm.
too bad we don't have sponsors, so I can't even cut it a check.
I know. Somebody sponsor it so we can pay that fly.
So we can play the fly. Um, you want to know what it is? I think there's a hole in the thing around my AC.
Yeah,
So I
like
think
the
it's like, yeah, like I think it's flying in and out. Like I think it's like, oh shit, I could go outside, come back in, go outside, come back in. Because last night there was a lightning bug in here, and I was like, where you come from?
I haven't seen one of those in a minute too.
Oh, I'll take pictures. There've been a lot. I thought I read something that said that they were extinct or extinct.
Uh, yeah, I thought I said this, saw the same thing. That's why I haven't seen
Yeah,
it in a
no,
minute.
I guess all of the last 27 that's alive, they is all in my front yard. Me, they be flying past Gunner face, and he be like, "Fuck is that?" He be startled. My baby, he's scared of
I'm
everything.
so dead.
But all right, thank you for listening. If you would like to reach out to us, all the information is in the description box. You can email us if you have any questions or want any specific book recs at the League of Readers pod at gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram and threads at the League of Readers. And our individual socials will be there too.
Yep.
See
Yeah.
you next week. Look, I can
See
literally
ya.
say see you next week because we have visuals.
We're Bye, guys.
Bye.